Annyeong, Hashemnigar. Hello everyone, big thanks for joining us here. I have to say, after a very exciting week, so this is my last event before I have to fly back to Europe. And you see already I started here with a big pack of business cards. This is my last 5 that I'm surviving with at the moment. So it was really an engaging week, not only yesterday at the Innovation Days, but in various customer meetings this weekend, and really a good exchange, a good discussion that we had, especially of course with our favorite customers in the Korean market. Before I start discussing with you about our portfolio and especially about the Ethernet technology, what I would like to do is I would like to show you a little video that we have made last year with a company that is called Rinspeed. Rinspeed is since 40 years doing concept cars for the Geneva Auto Salon, which is a bit the crazy side of car making, car tuning. And in 2007, this company Rinspeed also did this swimming and diving James Bond car, this Lotus car that you might know from these James Bond movies. Yeah? So always a bit with a smile in the face, they try to translate what's going to come in future in automotive. And they have asked us last year to be their partner as a thought leader and to pitch with them the brave new world in automotive. And I'm going to show you very quickly how that video from an NXP perspective is. So a very short, very wild pitch, of course, into the brave new world of automotive. And a lot of these technologies you will see now in the presentation coming back, of course, with more technical background. The video is, by the way, is also on YouTube, where you easily can have a second look and so on, because a lot of the stories that are buried in that video you will not discover at the first step. So, if I may quickly introduce you into NXP, and especially, of course, NXP Automotive. NXP is the former Philips Semiconductors. We spun out of Philips in 2006 and have since then had a very big turnaround in the company. So we were private equity owned, a lot of business parts have been divested, and we focused in principle on being a true interface company. So true interface company means NXP is providing all sorts of electrical interfaces, wired and wireless interfaces. And what you can see here already, it's difficult to read, but of course what we expect is 50 billion devices by 2020 to be connected to the Internet of Things. For sure that figure is wrong. It will be 30 or 80 billion. It will be huge. Yeah? We don't know yet what it will be. But what is clear is one thing. To have a device that is connected to the Internet of Things means that this device needs electrical interfaces. So that is a reason why the analysts looked at our portfolio and immediately spotted that this portfolio basically is the core portfolio for the Internet of Things for connected devices. And also what NXP is market leader for smart card security. So if you assume that you have an exponential growth for connected devices, if you furthermore assume that these devices need security, and NXP has the security chips, of course, the hope of the market is that NXP will big time benefit in that upswing of connected devices in the Internet of Things. And this is, by the way, by our share price since the IPO, started at $12 and is now in the range of $100 at the moment. Yeah, and I hope, of course, for me personally, that this is not the limit, so that we will be much more successful over the next coming years. But what you can see is NXP has turned around since 2008, really since the economic crisis, into a very, very successful semiconductor company. And in March we have announced that we're going to marry Freescale Semiconductors, and I'm going to show you in a few slides how that is going to move forward now, what that means to the market, how we're going to go into the market as we see it in the coming years. So as said, NXP is of course active in automotive. With the merge of Freescale, we will be the biggest automotive chip supplier in the world. But we are of course also supplying our technologies, our interfaces into all other sorts of markets, and of course with a strong portfolio in security. You can see us active in 700 transport cards of the biggest cities worldwide. We are in health cards. We are strong in banking cards. We are in these RFID tags, long-range RFID tags, even in license plates with our RFID tags. We are in avionics, and of course, we are also in home automation. Because what we have is, we have car keys. We are market leader for car keys. But communicating to a car and telling the car, please open up or please close, is the same functionality that you can use for telling a Wi-Fi router about the smart meter information in your house. A little crypto channel, low data rates, but very energy saving, operating on a coin cell. And these technologies, of course, we are exporting from one market into the other. The semiconductor business, we want to have economies of scale, of course. That's the old name of the game. If I now look into the automotive market, what is fueling the automotive market is basically three big trends. Well, the one trend, of course, is we want to have cars that consume carbon dioxide and don't produce carbon dioxide. Yeah. So ideally, electric drivetrain, zero emission, if possible. NXP is not the market leader for steering these big electric engines, but we are leading in getting the right information into the hybrid vehicle, telling the hybrid vehicle when to switch from the combustion engine to the electric engine and the other way around. So the smartness, the information routing in the car, that's our home domain. Then what you have here on the left side is, of course, the old heritage of Philips semiconductors. Philips transistor radios, everyone knew. Connectivity, AM, FM radio chipsets, of course, is a home turf of NXP. We have a very strong IP portfolio in that domain. And this is, of course, a growing trend. In your car, you want to be connected like in your living room. Yeah? Sitting on the sofa or sitting in the car, you want to listen to every kind of content, music, hear books, whatsoever. You want to talk to any person globally. And the hottest trend is, of course, the blue one in the middle. How do we convert now a car from a, let's say, better horse carriage into a self-driving robot? How does the car take over the driving task from us? And this is basically what you can see on the next slide. How does a robot work? An industry robot or a car or a flying machine whatsoever? Well, you have a sensing part to recognize your environment. Then, with that information, you do what we call in techie terms sensor fusion. So you do basically a driving advice for your car out of all context information. You try to calculate how the car should drive. And then you communicate that information to your actuators, to your arms and legs of the car. You accelerate, decelerate, or you steer. Or switch on the light, or your amplifiers. So your input-output areas. Input, think, output. These white boxes here with the orange frame are the boxes where NXP is market leader or has a very, very strong business development pitch. So where we have breakthrough technology. Every third ABS sensor is coming from NXP already today, worldwide, if you would rate this over the entire car. We are very strong in business developing in new radar, new car-to-car communication. We have smart car access, we are number one in car keys. And we have radio domain, the leading portfolio. Solid state lighting, amplifiers. And that whole thing needs to go together via these little lines here. And this is what I'm going to talk about today. This is what we call IVN, or in-vehicle network. So this is physical layers. This is the in-car interfaces between the control units. That was a slide that I've made mid of last year to explain to analysts what NXP is doing. NXP is not active in these gray areas. In these gray areas, companies like Freescale are market leader. And now you got the story, what we have announced in March. Just assuming that these gray boxes turn into white boxes with an orange frame, we can deliver almost the entire portfolio for all these systems to become market leader and provide really not only the sensing part, but also the thinking part, in certain areas even the actuating part. And that is, of course, a great offering to the market, saying you get a pre-qualified reference design from our side. You get much easier access to technology without spending huge amounts of R&D. but you can very easily take what we have already in our laboratories and make it automotive fit for your car brands, for your portfolio, for the sizes that you need. High-end, mid-end, low-end cars. Very easy, that all works.